All right, so today we're going to be going through the MLS Essentials Toolkit. Um, really an amazing class, really helps you kind of get kicked off in the MLS and gives you a lot of ins and outs, So let me speak to what we're going to be going over today. I am going to talk about the MLS dashboard, what your offerings are, what the different icons mean. So we'll be going over your MLS dashboard. Then what I like to take you through is what we lovingly call our MIC. It's our Metro List Information Center. This is a program, a part of the system that we create just for you guys. It's a great resource. So I'm going to walk you through the Metro List Information Center. We will then launch Prospector Plus. So we'll go into the MLS, and I want to show you a little bit about your homepage customization. I really find that that helps you get set up for success. So I'm going to show that to you. We'll then go through profile and preferences. For years, I've been teaching profile and preferences, and it's really great to get your preferences set up, tell your system how you would like it to work with you, get your profile optimized, your picture, your email. So we'll go through all that. I'll give you some best practices. And then I just add a little bit of a quick search and some results at the end, just kind of a quick little additional tip and trick on some searching. So that's what we're going to be going over today. And so this is your Essentials Toolkit. So let me go ahead, and I'm already in the system. So the first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you here, we're going to go through your MLS dashboard. So let's go ahead and do that. So you're going to see great dashboard, wealth of tools on it, and I want to show you some of those things that you have access to. So you're going to see here, and I'll kind of highlight as I go. One thing that you can do is you can actually modify your dashboard selection. If any of you guys don't mind sharing, write me a little note. Who is your association? What association do you belong to? So if everybody could just send me a little chat message so I know what association you belong to. And I want to show you a great little tip or trick. So, and that here is under dashboard selection. So let me show you something here. Oh, someone said Sacramento County Association of Realtors. Perfect. So here, if I go to my dashboard selection, I can actually here set my default. So you'll see that's step one, select your dashboard preference. Step two, click on logo. And let's see, Central Valley Association of Realtors, thank you so much. So there's another one. So let's go ahead, and here we have CVAR, so CVAR. I can go ahead and set that as my default. And what that means for me, I'm gonna go ahead and click on the icon now. That means here, you're going to see that logo here. You'll see at the upper, okay, right-hand side of my screen, and also gives me access to any of the association news directly related to the Central Valley Association of Realtors. If I scroll down a bit further here, I want to show you. You'll also see the, the direct link to the CVAR webpage, your zip form, CAR, and NAR, which is awesome. Okay, so you guys, what I absolutely would suggest you do is point your dashboard selection to whatever your association is. Now, what I had set for myself initially, let me show you. Let me go one more time back to dashboard selection. And here, if I just want Metro List news, updates, and links, I can go ahead and set that as my default. And when I click on that, and this is what I was at initially, you won't see any logo in the upper right-hand side. This is just your default page here, and this is what you'll see. So you're going to see the association links will allow you to link to any of the board's websites. So if I want to go to El Dorado County, or someone had mentioned earlier, Sacramento Association of Realtors, Amador, CVAR, so I can do that right here as well. All right. You can see your notifications here on the dashboard. So if I click on my notifications, any messages, if I want to go back and see any messages or alerts that were, came through on the dashboard, I can absolutely see that. Oops, excuse me. So here, that's your notifications, and you can also see your notifications right here. You can log out. Now your session timer is 4 hours, which is awesome. So I can go to any other program, come back to my dashboard, and it's generally still going to be active and available within that 4-hour time period, which is lovely. So we have some modules here I want to share with you. We're going to launch Prospector Plus in just a little bit here. So that's directly a way we get into the MLS. We have access to our tax system, super web. We can assign a lockbox to a listing, our showing program, showing time. So this is under MLS Essentials. We have some great links, and we're going to be going into the MetroList Information Center in just a moment. You can pay your bill online. You can even see the system status. So any of our systems, the uptime, all that good stuff, you can see the system status here. Now, if I navigate here to the right, here's probably where you signed up for the classes today, right? Free training. You can sign up for as many classes as you want for free. So there's a quick link to the calendar here. We have access to all of your forms, profile sheets, things to that effect. And you can even a quick link to contact us as the MLS. You can see contact MetroList right here. Down below, you'll see showing time showings. And this is just if you have any feedback and different things within that particular tool. So confirmed appointments that you've requested. So things to that effect. These are some of your great marketing tools that you have down here: Cloud CMA, Trend Vision, Home Snap. Okay, if you get a chance, check those out. Okay, we even have the MetroList Pros websites and the In the Know campaign. You'll see you have access to your regional and nationwide MLS. So you're going to see your Realtor.com professional search. Right here, you'll have access to this. Now, I'm an administrator, so if you see some additional links here, you won't, and if you don't see those on your page, again, remember, I'm a system administrator, so you don't have access to those. All right, so let's go ahead. So that's just a quick little tour of your dashboard and all the great tools that you have access to, one click. And you know, so many agents go, oh, you know what's really great? You know, I didn't need to launch Prospector. I just need to come in and check out tax information. Well, you can jump directly into it. Or, hey, you know what? I had a CMA that I want to print out. I can go directly into Cloud CMA, which is fantastic and absolutely a huge benefit of the MLS dashboard here. So let me give you a quick tour of the MetroList Information Center. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this right here. So again, this info center is something that we've created just for you guys as an MLS. Excuse me. It gives you some quick links to your training calendar, your different forms and documents, a really great MLS orientation guide. Now, when you first joined MetroList, you should have received an orientation guide. If you don't have it, check this out. It's a really kind of a Cliff Notes version of what we offer as an MLS. It's really awesome. Great way to see all your member benefits. Something very important, right? The MLS rules. This is even how to cooperate your key if you're searching outside of our primary MetroList regions and you need to be able to access lockboxes, let's say in Napa or Santa Cruz or other regions. You can absolutely come in here. It's a great little document that will give you some insight on how to cooperate your key so that you can access those lockboxes in those regions outside of our MetroList primary. We have a great little video resource library, and there's even our help center. Now you're going to see some of the latest, greatest news as I scroll down. We launched Prospector Plus the beginning of the year, which was awesome. This gives you access to search all of these counties within Prospector Plus, which is fantastic. It's a really awesome new addition to the MLS. And again, you can scroll down and see any of the latest, greatest tips, releases, things to that effect. All right, so let me go up here to the top and I want to show you a few things and highlight. Again, here we have our training calendar. You know, something I get asked about frequently is, hey, you know what? Is there a way for me to get in and review any videos? You know, maybe I took the MLS Essentials Toolkit today, but I want to review auto prospecting. Absolutely. You're going to see here your video resource library. So you can get in and see those previously recorded webinars. There's also some short videos from other vendors and whatnot that you can absolutely go into and take a look at. You'll see here, sign up for live webinar, which we're doing today, and our webinar training catalog. This really nets out all your classes and offerings that you have with us at MetroList. And then here are all our classes. Okay, this is what we're doing currently, right? And we can sign up for any class as many times as we want for free, which is amazing. Okay, so some other things. Let's talk about forms and documents. So these are great whether you want to get in and you want to go into a listing profile sheet. This is fantastic because when you go into a profile sheet, they pull up exactly as your listing input page would with red required fields. So if you're going to a listing appointment and you want to print this out and fill out the listing with your customer, you absolutely can. If I click on these individual forms and documents, it will slide me down to that particular menu, and I can see here from listing profile sheets to change forms. If I need to change anything on a listing, you can see here listing transfer to waivers and so on and so forth. If I keep scrolling, look at agent and office change forms. You can see clerical user, maybe you have a, you have a key box transfer, that's your lockbox, automatic credit card billing, brokerage change. So these are great documents that you may need at some point or time in your career. So I love showing those to you. Here are your super forms, IDX forms, so your internet data exchange. So if you do want to embed the MetroList searching capabilities onto your website, you can see here, and your 10,004 NC spreadsheet, really geared for appraisers. So I love showing you what all these documents are. It's a really important little part of our MetroList Information Center. Now, if you have not read through the MLS rules, absolutely important. So you can come here and check out the MLS rules, the most asked about rules, and that's just a nice way to, a PR spin on, the most broken rules in the MLS. Great little tool that you have for listing input called Check It, and even a rules archive. So I can see here the most asked about rules, which is fantastic. I can go through all of these. I can see a little more about Check It if I'd like. Check It's a great tool that you can see it's an automated system that will check the MLS, your listing against the MLS rules and tax information, which is awesome. And there's even the rules archive in here you can see. Now, if I do want to go into the rules, I can click on it here and you're going to see it is great. It's a little catalog and I can actually flip through the pages and I can read through the MLS rules. Okay, wanted to show that to you. So there's lots of other things, you guys, here you're going to see in your MetroList Information Center, a little more in-depth information about Prospector Plus here. All of the products and services we offer. So you're going to see here all the products that you guys get as being a MetroList member, which is awesome. So check them out, learn a little more about each and every one of these. Okay, we went over forms and documents and the rules. We have our help center. So you can actually see your technical support hours. You can even chat with tech support. And there's some other resources down here for you to leverage as well, which is fantastic. So as you can see here. And then contact you. This gives you a quick way to reach out not only to us as an MLS, but whichever your primary association is. If you need a quick phone number or address or just want to access their website, you can get to that quickly. So as you can see, I love the MetroList Information Center. It's such a great resource and tool for you guys, which is why we go over it in this class. All right, just a great part of your MLS Essentials. So let's go ahead and launch Prospector Plus, and I want to go over the home page for that, for the MLS. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Prospector Plus MLS here, and we're going to launch that. So again, it's this little square here under MLS Essentials, and we are going to pull that up. All right, so here we have your Prospector Plus dashboard. One thing that I always tell agents is these modules, absolutely take a quick peek at them. Put them in the order of what works best for you or what tools you leverage the most in the MLS. So we have, and I'll go through these quickly here. We have a quick little listing locator, a great way to want to run a very fast search. 24-hour market watch, we're going to set this up in just a moment. So you can set up your primary county or counties, and within a 24-hour time frame, you can see what the market's doing. It's kind of a thermometer of, you know, what real estate's doing. So it's a really awesome tool to set up. Hot sheets are our market watch. So you can absolutely come in here under searches to hot sheet and saved hot sheets. And this is the module they pull to. This is a great little module called your single sign-on. This allows you access to various tools that you have as one of our MetroList members, from, you know, you can see here from our showing program down to the amazing cloud CMA. You can see here your super web lockbox settings. So some awesome quick tools. And the beauty of the single sign-on is you don't have to log into these tools a second time. They will just launch once you click on the tile. Save searches saves you time within the MLS. So again, you're going to see a module here for those searches you previously saved. Here are any recent searches that you've run, the last 20 searches you've ran in the MLS. These two have to do, well, actually, prospect management, client portal, and newly matched listings have to do with auto prospecting. So that's an automated drip system. We teach that in another class. It's phenomenal. You can set up a client, attach a search, and then anytime a listing comes onto the MLS that matches with that criteria, it will email you and your client. And you know what? Let me show you something. Some agents here, I'm going to click on this little four-way arrow and let me highlight it. It's really small, but you'll see at the top of the module here, there's a little four-way arrow. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to click on this and then drag this over here. So you can actually move these modules around. So if I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to, you know, put these in a particular order here, I absolutely can. So I can come here and maybe I want to keep all three of these because they have to do with auto prospecting together. I keep them grouped. So you can see I just did that. So let's scroll down. We have some agent tools. This is a great little module that allows you to go into these links individually here. A lot of these tools you will find in various different menus like listing, or you're going to see under admin, you're going to see some of those same tools. You know, I get asked, can I customize the links that show in here? And you can't. What you see is what you get here, but it's a great kind of one-stop shop for links that you guys click on frequently. Now, if you have any listings, you're going to also see those in here, whether they're incomplete, unapproved, so on and so forth, your active listings, so you'll see that right here. So let me show you something else on the dashboard, and we talked about recent searches already. So what if you wanted to customize this? What if you wanted to eliminate a module? Let's go ahead and let's take off agent tool. So I can do that. There's a little X right here, and that is going to close this module. So I'm going to go ahead and remove homepage module. Are you sure you want to remove this from your dashboard? I can go ahead and click remove here, and that's gone. Now, what if I want to do some more homepage customization? Let me show you. So here, it's very small, and I want to point this out. There's a little cog or wheel right here, your upper right-hand side of the page, and let me show you what this does. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and this is your dashboard settings. Now, this allows you to edit your dashboard. And I'm going to come in and out of here a few times. Let me show you a few things that your dashboard does. One thing that you can do on your dashboard is you can change the theme. Some of you like the dark theme, and so let me show this to you. I find the dark theme works really well in kind of a low light setting. So let me click save, and this is what the dark theme looks like. Some of you either love it or don't love it, so I'm gonna leave that to you as a preference. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna go back to the light theme for teaching. I feel like it's easier on the eyeballs, okay? So now, so that's your theme. Now something else, there is a layout here. Now, right now, I am in the tile layout, and that means every module is the same size. All those modules I just showed you, they're the same size, regardless of the content within them. Well, if I want to do stacked, I absolutely can. That means I can open and close those tiles, and I'm going to show that to you in just one moment. Something else I'm going to show you, I can turn on or off those modules that I have on my dashboard on my home page here. So remember, I just turned off list agent tools. I can go ahead and turn that on. If you notice that I have some tools that you do not, again, it's just because I'm a system administrator. So keep that in mind. If you're looking at your dashboard, you go, hey, Melissa has some tools that I don't have. Again, I have every option available because of my administrative capabilities in here. All right, so I turn that one back on. I put that in the stack theme. I'm gonna go ahead and click save. And now this is what you can do. And some of you prefer this. So look, I can expand or contract these. So if I want to look at my 24-hour market watch, and you can actually see that gets a little bit longer. I don't have to scroll. These modules, you know, like 24-hour market watch also has a chart view, and you can see that's a pretty long view. So you can see all those statuses broken out on the chart. You can see all the changes broken out on the chart for the area I have designated. And again, I can go ahead and click this and I can close it. You can see all my recent searches. So when you have that stack theme, the module will be as long as the content provided. Whereas with the tile, they're all the same size. So again, I'm gonna allow you guys, you pick your own preference on here, and set this up as you would like accordingly. And you can see here now all my modules I have set and they're all closed here, and I can open, expand, and contract those whenever I choose to. So those are some of your dashboard settings. Now, one of the last things that you can do on your dashboard here, and this was new, it's been around for about a year or so, you're going to see here next to the home key on the upper left-hand side of my screen, I can actually come in here and create different dashboards. And what does that mean? It means that I can actually pick, 2 or 3 tiles on this dashboard that I find are beneficial. So you can see here, if I created a dashboard, I create new dashboard, I can absolutely give it a name. I can choose to layout, and then I can choose which modules are turned on or off for that. You'll notice I have one called auto prospecting. Okay, and I've saved that. And let me show it to you. So here, if I click on auto prospecting, look at this. It just has those tiles that have to do with auto prospecting, and then I had a listing locator and 24-hour market watch. Maybe I have one that I just created for searches, and you can see here recent searches, saved searches, and hot sheets. So that allows me to jump from dashboard to dashboard without having 9, 10, 11 tiles on it. Maybe I like to keep these a little more compartmentalized. You absolutely can. Whichever dashboard here you have selected with the star. So if I go here and I click, and this is highlighted a gold color now, this means that every time I click on the home key, this is the dashboard that is going to show primarily. So keep that in mind when you are setting that up. All right, so that's everything to do with your dashboard. Now, next, let's go ahead and jump into profile and preferences. I really feel like your preferences are a way to tell your system you would like it to work with you. And I'm going to share with you today some of my favorite preferences that will assist you with searching and doing various other things within the MLS. All right, so let's go ahead and go to admin, and we're going to go to your preferences. Again, your system defaults, how you tell your system you want it to work with you. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Now, you're going to see these preferences will affect every different part of our system. From you have some general preferences to listing input default preferences, searching, email. You're going to see prospecting preferences. That has to do with that auto prospecting tool I talked about, even hot sheet defaults, and even your interactive map search defaults. Now, I can expand all of these. And you can see as I scroll down, it opens them all up at one time. I can collapse all. And you'll also notice that you can expand and contract these individually right here. Now, I tell agents about once a year, I would suggest coming in and checking your preferences. You know, maybe how you're working in the system has changed, or maybe we've added some new preferences. And I truly feel like these are huge time savers. So always come in about once a year and just, you know, double check, review these. Now, it's really great. A lot of these preferences, and let's say I come in here and I go, you know, I'm not quite sure what show search criteria on reports is. Well, if I click on this question mark right here, you're going to see activate show search criteria on reports if you want reports to display the criteria used to produce them. And some of you love that. You're going to see the criteria displays at the top of your page in small type. So this is something I can read and I go, hey, you know what? That's a great preference. I want to go ahead and set that in. So absolutely, please click on these question marks as I'm just going through, you know, just a few of these today. I would love for you to come in and read a little more about these in detail. Now, I did talk about your 24-hour market watch areas and districts. So what you can do is you can come in here and you can set up those areas you want to see your 24-hour market watch in. So I'm going to go ahead and click here. And this is my lookup icon. You can see that's to the far right of that field. Now, what I can do here, and you're going to see all of our primary counties here are in alphabetical order. And so just so you know, these are all your primary counties. So I'm almost there. Again, alphabetical order. Okay. Now, these are all of the Prospector Plus partners. So you can see here, I can choose these and I can see the 24-hour market watch. But let's say for today, I want to just take a peek and I want to see what the market watch is like for how about San Joaquin, Stanislaus, and how about Merced? Now, I could pick 2 areas from each of these counties, and that would be my 24-hour market watch, or I could click check all. So what I just did is I checked all areas within Merced, San Joaquin, and Stanislaus counties. When I go back to my home page, that will be my new 24-hour market watch. I love it. Again, really helps me keep my finger on the pulse of the market. All right, so let's go down here. So that's your general and one of my favorites, your 24-hour market watch. So let's go to listing input defaults. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Now you can see here mine are blank. But if I did want to set this up, if I put a preferred county, city, or area, I absolutely could plug that in here. And what that means is every time I went to listing and enter a new listing, it would fill in whatever I have set here as my default. So those are some options for you. I have a lot of agents telling me, hey, you know what, I'm always listing between 2 or 3 different counties. So I just leave it blank and I select it as I go. The option is up to you. Now, searching defaults, and you're going to see some of these apply today when I show you the quick searching tip that I'm going to go into in just a little bit here. So I'm going to go ahead and click searching defaults, and you're going to see I have the option to do things such as set my search results display format. So every time I run a search, this is exactly the format my search is going to pull up in, and mine happens to be the one-line grid. I love this search results display format, you guys, because it's modifiable, meaning I can customize and I can have the fields on it that I want to see on my search results page every time I run a search. So that's what I have set as my default. A lot of you have love it as well. Some others that I love to share with you, you know, I get a lot of questions about sort order, and you know, as soon as I hit search, how does my system determine how those listings are pulled up? And you can see it's by what you have set in your default. So mine pull up by status, so active, pending, sold, then by the area that they're in, then by price, and they're all set to ascending, as you're going to see here. Absolutely can modify that though. If I want to come in here, and you'll see here, maybe I want to, you know, sort those by price first, and then area, and then status, or any one of these other options here. I can click on this menu and select just that and sort them ascending or descending by default, which is lovely. Now, a few more that I feel like are hot topic highlight ones that I like sharing with you is this one here. I love property types. Primarily, when you guys ask me to search in the MLS, we generally search residential property. So by having this set as your default, every time you come in to a search here, you guys, it's automatically going to default to residential. And that saves you a click, it saves you a step and quite a bit of time. This is one of those first preferences I ever set into the MLS, and I love it. It was a great one for me, huge time saver. Now, one thing I want you to be mindful of is it's not static, meaning if I go into a search and I click on, you know, a standard search, I can uncheck residential and I can go ahead and check maybe, well, land. It just means that anytime I run a new search, it's going to fall back to my default of residential right here. So just keep that in mind, but I find it's a huge time saver, absolutely. So I'm gonna close up searching defaults, and that's just a few of my favorites in there. Now you can even set up some email defaults. If you have a particular report format that you like to go out when you manually email listings from within the system, you absolutely can. You can pick your favorite report to go out. You can customize your subject line. You can even see I put my phone number in the subject line. Most people these days get their email on their smartphone, so that means that they can text or call you right from that subject line. Little tip I picked up, a little marketing 101 a long time ago, thought it was a great one. You can send yourself a blind copy. Maybe you're out in the field and you want a blind copy of exactly what you sent to your clients. So you can send yourself a blind copy, and that way you can reference it if you're not close to a computer, you can't log into the MLS, and maybe reference a listing or a question they have on a property. You'll be able to have it right there with you on your phone as well. And then you can even customize your little default email note. This is really blank initially, so it could be spell checked, grammar checked, ready to rock and roll. And remember, again, when you're in email, you can, again, change all this on the fly. This is just, it sets you up for success. It has all your favorites in here, and that way it can save you a little time. All right, a few more. Now, again, auto prospecting. These are some of the defaults that we have set up for auto prospecting. As you get into auto prospecting, if you've not taken that class or you're going to take it in the future, I would take that and then come in here and see if there's any preferences that you would like to modify or change. And you can see your preferences for that automated drip system. Now, my hot sheet defaults, and I explained really briefly what a hot sheet is. It's a market watch that you can set up. It's kind of like your 24-hour market watch, but you can do a little bit more with it. So you can come in here and even set up some defaults for that. Mine are set to the factory settings just because of how I teach it, you guys, so I've left it as such, but you can absolutely come in here and change that as you'd like. Now, the last one in here is your map default. I love using the interactive map search, and every time I run that search, by default, I absolutely want to look at active properties. So that checks that active listing box. I don't want to see, pendings or closed or expired, so I leave that no, meaning I can check those on the fly if I'd like. Another preference I love for the interactive map is hiding all my results. If you pull up any given area, you can pull up to, a couple hundred listings to thousands. And it makes it kind of hard to search sometimes if I'm drawing on the map to kind of hone in on a subdivision or a really desired area that my client wants to live in. So I love hiding the results, choosing my area, my criteria, and then, showing the results when I'm ready to view them. This gives me a little more control of my interactive map and one of my favorite preferences here. So show hide pins. You guys, these preferences might seem incremental, but just that handful of preferences I showed you today will end up saving you a lot of time in the MLS, and that's absolutely something that's my heart. I love saving you guys time in here and helping you streamline your process. All right, so now we've set all those preferences in. We want to go ahead and click Save, and that applies them all to the system here. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save, and I'll point out a few of those in just a moment. Before we go in and I show you how the 24-hour market watch changed, I want to go ahead and show you one more menu under admin. We're going to talk about it for just a moment, called Modify Your Profile. Now, this is really important. So again, admin, modify your profile. There you go. You can see the lovely Miss Audrey Hepburn. She has been my agent photo since I started working for MetroList. I have fun with it because I'm not an agent. Okay, so we absolutely want you to get in here and upload your photo. This not only shows for other agents to search for you by and for that facial recognition, but it also shows on all your reports. It goes out to our public facing website, metrolistpro.com. So again, if anyone's searching for your name, that your lovely or handsome picture will pull up. So absolutely get that uploaded here to the MLS. You can add additional phone numbers. A lot of you will come in here and you see these phone numbers here and you notice they're static. I can't change them. Well, here under Manage Contact Phones, I can come in here, I can add a phone number and choose a phone type. Then what you'll do is you'll see it pulls to this middle section here. Okay, so here's your phone number, phone type, and you can always revise and delete it at any time you'd like. Now down below, you get to designate your primary, your secondary, and your other. Now guess what? If you do not have an other phone number, you can leave it blank just like I did by just clicking a blank space. Okay, so maybe I just have 2 phone numbers as my contact phone numbers. I can leave it as such. So when I'm done here, I will just again click Save. You're going to see right here. And that takes me right back to my profile. So double check your phone numbers, make sure you have everything set in here, and set yourself up for success. Another thing besides your picture that pulls to metrolistpro.com is your bio. So absolutely get your biography in here so any public that searches for you can see what you're about, what your niche is, so on and so forth. So absolutely update your bio if you don't have that set in here. All right, so you're going to see here, you can change your nickname. If I went by Mel, I can absolutely plug that in here. I can omit my middle initial. Last name is hard-coded into the MLS. So this is what's shown with the DRE. So if your name is misspelled or you have a name change, you will have to contact your association. Generation is for gentlemen, junior, senior for second or third. Now you're going to see here you can change your extension, but this is your office phone and your office fax. If you have an updated email, so this is the email your clients see to email you back to when you send off listings within the MLS. So you absolutely can plug that primary email in here and that's what they will see. If you have a web page, you can plug that in here. And your home address, this is really for mailing purposes, you guys. So whatever your mailing address is what you'll want to plug in here. Now you're going to see your home address and home phone number are only visible by you and MLS staff. So your clients, no one else sees that. So just FYI. Okay. Now, if you have, you're going to see here your personal fax. And this is one that you use as your primary as opposed to the office fax. You can designate that right here. And then what you'll do is you will go ahead and then click this little button and that will read as your personal fax. Something else here, you're going to see those phone numbers that I just set in here. Now you're going to see, remember I said a primary and a secondary, those show right here. Okay, so you're seeing that's how those are the ones I just added and saved under manage contact phones. Lastly, if you speak any additional languages, you can select that right here from the list. Other agents can search for you by the language or languages that you speak. Now, if you speak a language that you don't see on the list, you can go ahead and email. I'm going to give you an email at the end, the training department, and I will absolutely get that added on for you. All right, so we've optimized our profile, and guess what? We can go ahead now, and we're going to go ahead and click save and apply that to the MLS. So take a quick peek, come in, set up your profile, get all that information plugged in here, and then click save. All right, your information has been successfully changed. Please make a selection from the menu bar to continue. So I'm going to go back home, and now let's take a peek at our 24-hour market watch. Now this is a chart view right now, and I'm going to go to my list view. Now you might wonder, okay, so this is great. 24 hours from when? So every time I refresh this page, you guys, so if I click on the home key, it is 9:43. So this is from 9:43 a.m. yesterday. This is San Joaquin, Stanislaus, and Merced counties. So I can see 46 new listings, 20 back on market, 4 increases, 15 reductions, okay? And I can even see how many active, contingent, hold, pending, so on and so forth. I get to see exactly what the market's doing just within the areas that I designate, which is awesome. Okay, if I want to click on this 46 here, you're going to see it will show me those 46 new listings, and it's going to show me those across all property types. You're going to see here from residential property to income to land and even commercial. You're going to see right here, which is awesome. All right, what I'm going to leave you with today is let's go into a quick search and pull up some search results, and I'm going to just give you a little quick tutorial. I love leaving you with a little bit of searching, really important part of the MLS, right? Searching for properties. So let's go ahead and do it. So here, I'm going to go to searches, and I'm going to click on our quick search. Now, one quick tip I want to share with you about searching is less is more, right? The less you plug in as far as search criteria, the more you're going to get as far as a yield of results. Hey, if there's any area any one of you guys want me to search in, please go ahead and send that to me in a chat. I would absolutely love to do that for you. No problem. Something I want to show you. Remember that preference I said in here? Look at that. Awesome, right? Automatically checks residential for me. Now, it doesn't mean that I can't uncheck it and check again, mobile home and park, or maybe I want to check land. As you can see, okay, I can change that. Just means anytime I go to a search, if let's say I click on standard right here, look at residential, or if I go back to my quick search, it's automatically going to set that in as a default. Now, if I don't check any property subtypes, it will search all property subtypes. All right, so here are your statuses today. We'll just leave that active selected. And I have areas and districts. So it looks like someone typed in Folsom. So let's go ahead and search. Thank you so much. So let's type in Folsom and vicinity. Hey, if you guys ever want to gauge a market, I can do so really quickly. So without typing in anything further. So right now, I'm going to look at residential, all subtypes, active, and Folsom, and we'll do a preview count. There are 43 active listings in Folsom, which I absolutely love. Now, you saw me do a quick lookup. I actually just typed a name in. So if I typed in Lodi, look at this. I can see here, I could click on that, and then it will actually fill in that code for me. However, if I want to click on the lookup icon here, again, I can select a county, and then you can see how Folsom here, but I can come in and I can check multiple areas at one time if I'd like. So just a little additional tip. Now again, maximum number of properties I can pull up at one time is 500. So just again, little tip on searching here. Now, how many of those listings in Folsom are under 600,000? So let's go ahead and I'm going to click on preview count. There are 13 listings under 600,000. So I can see the majority listings in Folsom are over 600,000. Okay. So it gives you a little insight to a market and what's going on. Now, could I save this search? Absolutely. Look at right here. If I came up to save, I could save this as a save search. I could give it a name and I could run this whenever I chose to, which is lovely. You can save up to 250 searches, by the way. If you ever come in here and save, your save searches will be right under your searches menu and under save searches. And also remember on that module on your home page. So let's go ahead and I'm going to leave this off. I'm going to take out price point. So you'll notice I don't have to have a from and a through. And you do not have to have a from and through on bedrooms or square footage. You know, if I have a client that's just looking for properties 2,500 square feet on up, again, if I do a preview count, there are 15 listings that match that criteria. So keep that in mind. I have agents that frequently think they have to type in ranges here or it won't pull up results, and you don't have to. So I'm going to go ahead and run my search here. I could have also clicked view results. So here are those 43 listings. Okay. This is my one-line grid. Remember, I set that up in my preferences earlier under admin. Okay, and that's in your searching defaults. I love the one-line grid because, well, I've added whatever fields I like to it, and that helps me when I get to my results page. Now, to be able to modify your one-line grid, you have to be in this display format. Once you are, you will see this little button here, and it will allow you to customize, meaning you get to pick and choose which fields you have on your search results display, which is awesome. Okay, I love it. Something else, if I want to see full listing detail, I can click on the listing number right here, and I can see all the detail of this property. I can look through all the property photos. I can scroll down and see all the general and miscellaneous information, okay, on that individual property. Now, if I wanted to navigate between the next group of properties, I can actually hit this arrow button right here at the top, and I can jump from property to property right here. Or I can always go back to list, and that's going to take me right back to this view. Something else I find that's very, very helpful, if you click view criteria here, this tells you exactly the criteria that you plug in on your search. If you go, oh, you know what, I think I forgot to put a pool in, I absolutely can go back, revise my criteria, and add a pool to this particular search. Okay. So let me show you how to do that. If I revise criteria right here, and I want to add, well, additional criteria. Look at this. I can click additional criteria, and I can scroll down and I can go, okay, well, I want to go ahead and include a pool. So now if I do my preview count, there's 12 properties that do have pools. And again, I can view my results. So that's just a way to add additional features or qualities onto a search. Now here, especially with the one-line grid, I can scroll all the way over here. And there are lots of icons here that will assist you. From property history, I can see how many times there's been increases or reductions in price, when the property was sold previously. I can see tax information. I can see where this property is on a map, that's a little globe. The camera will show you up to 99 property photos. This here, it looks like a film screen. This is a virtual tour. You can see it says virtual media. And attached documents could be a PED or a TDS, water heater strapping, plat maps. You guys can attach those documents to your listings. Now, some other things that you can do is, well, I can select whatever properties I would like, and I can quickly go into reports or email. So if I need to print up some reports for, you know, maybe I'm taking my buyer on a tour, I can absolutely do that. Or if I want to email out some listings, I can also do that right here. So let me go ahead and I will quickly show you email and reports. So I'll select this property and this property, and let's jump to reports here. So here, if I click on reports, I'll show you some of the ones that you guys like the most. So I have an agent summary, and this is for your eyes only. That's the reason it says agent. Here's a client summary. This really goes hand in hand with your agent summary. And you guys love this one. It's called a client showing report. Now you can run reports for up to four, or you can run up to 4 reports at a time. Okay, and so here's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go ahead and click Run Report right here. And let's go ahead and pull those properties up into that report format. Okay, so again, you're going to see it's going to load here. And I can see my agent summary. And that's 2 listings per page. Lots of detail and information. Here's your client summary. So this summary does not have any confidential information on it, which is why it says client. And now you're going to see at the bottom, my agent information. Lovely Miss Audrey Hepburn, my name, and again, all my info. Okay, here's a client showing report. A lot of you will put this on a clipboard. And as you take your clients through the property, I want to share with you, look at, do you like this property? Definitely, somewhat, not really, not at all. Really great little report, especially if you're showing them more than 3 or 4 properties. It helps them keep their thoughts straight as they're looking at listings, which is lovely. So that's just a quick little overview on reports. Now email here, you're going to see some of those preferences that I set in earlier. So if I click on email, you're going to see, remember, I set that to client summary. And I'm going to click submit. Now here you can see my default subject that I'd set in, even my note. And of course, on the fly, if I want to change this and I go, hi, Tom, and I want to maybe reference a conversation we had or something to that effect, I can absolutely do that right here. You can also preview the listings from here as well before you send it off. Now, if you've never seen a client version of a group of listings from within the system, you can also just, send this to yourself if you want. Okay, I'm my own best or worst client, however you want to look at it. Okay. All right, and again, mentioned lastly, you can also save that from within here. So you'll notice I can save this before or after I run a search. And I love saving searches, especially if I'm always looking for properties in Folsom with pools. Guess what? I don't have to plug that in over and over again. I can do, Folsom with pool, and I can click more. And look at this. I can go, okay, well, I want to see it in the 1-line grid. And I can go ahead and click save, and that is always going to be there for me. And whether a property is 0 days on market or 365 days on market, if it's residential, active, and Folsom with a pool, it's always going to pull for me. I love, love, love it. So those are just a few quick searching tips that I wanted to really leave you with today, you guys. All right. So what we covered today, you guys, we went over your MLS dashboard. I showed you all the tips and tricks within your dashboard, how to change your dashboard to show your primary association. Absolutely recommend doing that. You can see your MetroList Information Center. This is a center that we create just for you guys. So, and showed you all those resources from training to reports to your MLS rules, even some contact information. Please, when you get a chance, check that out. Your homepage customization for MetroList, and Prospector Plus. So showed you how to move those modules, what they were, how to customize, and even how to set up different dashboards. We talked about the importance of your profile and your preferences. So when you get some time, take a quick peek at both of those and make sure that they're optimized for you. They really do both save you time working in the MLS. And then we went over our quick search and results, and I showed you just some quick tips and tricks on searching, additional criteria, best practices. Okay, so that is your MLS Essentials Toolkit. All right, you guys. Hey, thank you so much for your time today. I truly appreciate it. Here is our information for our MetroList Education Department. You're going to see our phone number and extension, or you can reach out to us at training@metrolist.net.